Hey, what is going on, YouTube? Aaron here. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning, evening, or afternoon whenever you are viewing this video. We've got another patch notes video for you guys here today, the September update, the Breeze of Inspiration. And let me tell you, this video, or this update is quite the breeze in terms of content. No, I'm just kidding. There's a decent amount of content, not specifically ships. Now, there is, of course, no legendary tier ships in this update, which is a big bummer, just for me especially. But other than that, there's a decent amount of content and different things, especially the balancing changes. But the too long didn't read version here, well, before we get into that, there's actually a little code here. Make sure you guys type that in to get your fall big crate, European camouflages, and your common battle boosters. So they always drop these codes. But the too long didn't read version of this update is as follows. The Tempest of Renaissance campaign featuring the Italian Tier 8 premium cruiser Michelangelo. We've already talked about her a little bit. Early access to a new branch of Pan-European destroyers. Those excite me a little bit as well. New collection, European navies. Azure Lane collaboration returns. Mid-Autumn Festival, new Brawl and Rank seasons. Special pre-Halloween mission. Changes to flooding mechanics, which is actually rather interesting as well. And balance changes to various improvements. So there's a lot of balance and buffs and nerfs in this update, which we will go over in the Ministry of Balance here. But the campaign or the update rather, in terms of content is a little light. We do get a whole new ship line, but it's early access, of course, so we won't see that fully released until the following update. But the Michelangelo, as we talked about kind of in our preview video there on the campaign teaser, she's going to be fun. She's going to be unique. Is she going to be good? That is still to be determined, but she will be the next campaign ship. If you play this game often, it's always a good idea just to get the Admiralty backing in terms of the goodies and the rewards. However, if you're looking for an opportunity to skip, this may be the one. As always, I will do my fair and honest review, of the ship, and that's kind of how I've always done it. But anywhere, there is all the goodies that you get there. New Pan-European destroyers in early access. Meet the new Treachery line of Pan-European destroyers available in early access from September 9th through October 14th. Tier 4, Moivente, Tier 5, Stored, Tier 6, Gram, and Tier 7, Split. Each of these fast and agile ships is equipped with a powerful main guns that fire HE shells, along with smoke generator and engine boost. Split also features radar to detect even the stealthiest of enemies. I don't know what that means, but you can obtain new destroyers for the Pan-European Destroyer crates and the Pan-EU Destroyer big crates, which will be available through the Tempest of Renaissance campaign or in the store during the update. Okay, so Friesland will be available for doubloons at a good discount. Interesting. If you purchase her together with early access crates on console, you can acquire her through the Old World Treasures chained bundles. Yeah, I'm gonna save that mouthful of words for a later, but just I guess be aware that the Friesland will be back. For doubloons. So we're also offering 15% off discount on Pan-European tech tree ships of the Tier 4 and Tier 7 through Tier 4 and 7. The discount will be available from the 9th through the September 23rd. European Navies collection. We've created a new collection of cards depicting navies and arsenals. These are always cool, and I think you get a little, new Pan-European Tier 2 premium destroyer, Orengiana. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong, but someone will tell me. Azure Lane returns. Don't miss this collaboration. Operation Storm Surge from September 9th through October 14th to earn 5 new Azure Lane crates. Okay. Does it say which commanders? Of course, AL Atago is the only one we know that will not return, but it looks like St. Louis right there. That's Azure Lane Baltimore. Bismarck. That's another giant-tittied commander. They're all relatively the same in terms of their features, I guess, right? Mid-Autumn Festival. Celebrate this year's Mid-Autumn Festival with plenty of festive content in the game starting September 16th. First, complete the free Moonlit Journey mission to earn multiple rewards. Guys, if you're really into this game, all of this content is great, but as someone who's played it for a long time, I just know that this content And it's nothing new to Legends or Wargaming, and I apologize for my nasally. I sound so awful right now, but my allergies are killing me. This stuff is designed to just get you to keep playing the game often, right? Log in daily, get your daily reward, spend a few doubloons here and there. So if you're looking to break that cycle, don't worry about this stuff. I guarantee you, similar to the shill, the auction, all of what they're trying to do is create FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. And it creates this rarity. Now, I truthfully hope the shield doesn't return to crates, but honestly, it might. So, Brawl and Rank, moving on. Brawl and Rank seasons, cool. Prepare for Halloween, special mission, and 3-time first win bonus. The Halloween events, I'm not going to lie, are actually a lot of fun. Last year, competing and just doing them with you guys was actually a lot of fun. And here is probably I guess maybe the best part, or what I had what brought me the most excitement when reading these patch notes was changes to flooding mechanics. For the longest time, there's only been one part of your ship can flood, and I know Battleship mains are reeling at this information. However, it's going to reduce overall flood. Let's just read it here. We've made adjustments to flooding mechanics to make them more fun in battle. Similar to fire mechanics, ship hulls are now divided into 2 equal zones. Each zone can only acquire the flooded status once until the current flooding in that zone stops. So previously, if you were on a flood and another torpedo hit you, which would have caused a flood, that timer reset. Now it looks like that time will not reset. So that's actually a good thing. So I know Battleship mains are like, oh, they Shima players, and I agree with you on that Shima part. But anyway, if only one part of the ship is flooded, this effect will deal less damage. So you're not going to be getting chunked as much if you do in fact flood, which it's still always a good idea to pay attention to that situation. Like if you know a destroyer has multiple racks of torpedoes, don't put out that flood right away. Wait like 5-10 seconds, and then of course dodge or accordingly, etc. But it will last for shorter duration compared to the previous mechanics, which affected the entire ship. If both parts of one flood on the front or back is not going to do as much damage. However, if both parts of the ship are flooded, the flooding will either cause more or less damage compared to the older mechanics, depending on the ship's type. So basically, for destroyers, cruisers, and aircraft carriers, 1 or 2 flooding will generally cause less damage than before. For battleships, however, 1 flooding will cause less damage, so the front or back of the ship. However, if 2 parts are flooded, it will cause more damage per second. So it's really going to rely on your positioning. Now, of course, if you're just bow tanking in the back, yeah, only one part of your ship will ever be flooded, which will be the front. But anyway, before through, the duration of the flooding will reduce by more than half. Will cause more damage than the second before, though the duration of the flooding will be reduced by more than half. Okay. If you have 2 flooding instances at the same time, you'll see 2 corresponding icons. Okay, so this is how it is on PC, right? There are two parts of your ship which can be flooded, and it's going to give you an icon on whether the back or the front is flooded. So just pay attention to that. But let's go ahead and look at these balancing changes here. Buffs to Florida, Vermont, Blitzvakia, Blitzvakia B, Brisbane, Zuiho, Independence, Algerie, Algerie W, Charles Martel, St. Louis, Amalfi, and Brindisi. Nerfs to AL Chapiev, Christopher Colombo, Z52, and Duncan. Duncan is kind of an interesting one there. We've also made a few changes to these commanders, and they are as follows. Harold Farmcom here. Careful base trait shell from the Ghost. Unique skill has been improved. New row 4 skill for Jersey Swirsky. Fox Flare increased the duration of radar to match that of Smoke Generator while the latter is active, and reduces main battery reload time by up to 10% while radar is active. Check out Ministry of Balance article for more details on all balance changes. And here, of course, is the change to Commander Guises. So I'm actually not sure if I'm supposed to show you guys the Ministry of Balance here, but they didn't say anything in the CC Discord, so I'm going to show you guys anyway. Blip, I'm sorry if I wasn't supposed to do this. Buffs. Florida main battery shell grouping increased by 2.9% from 1.7 to 1.75 sigma. Main battery dispersion improved by 11% from an improved battleship dispersion curve to the battle cruiser dispersion curve. This is huge. The Florida might actually be insanely disgusting. I just don't know why it takes Wargaming 8 years to figure this stuff out. Like, upon release, we all knew the ship was dog water. But anyway, AP shell mass increased from 555 kilograms to 580, increasing AP shell penetration chance by 4.5%. I don't know if that was necessary. I think the shell ballistics were decent already, but main battery reload time reduced from 33.5 to 31 seconds. Vermont, AP shell damage increased from 14.2 to 15. Oh my gosh, I'm so nasally. Main battery reload time reduced from 36 to 35. So a minor buff there. And probably the biggest buff was the Blitzvakia here. Main battery reload time reduced, torpedo reload time reduced, torpedo damage increased, torpedo range increased as well, and torpedo speed increased. So everything about this ship just got a massive buff. This ship is going to be absolutely disgusting. I may have to play this ship day one. Brisbane as well, main battery reload, torpedo reload, radar duration increased, radar range increased, as well as added smoke generator consumable, which can be used instead of radar. We have a Mino now. That might actually be really gross, but I just don't have that much fun. Like, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to play Mino, right? The reason you play Brisbane is for the radar. The reason you play Mino is for the smoke, and the rest of you are wrong. Or in the case of the one clown in the comments, just ignorant. But anyway, Zuio. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke, except for that one guy. Independence, Algerie, all buffed is here. You can read those quickly if you want. I just don't care enough to read them. Charles Martel is actually getting another buff, as well as the St. Louis. I don't know who's playing these ships. Sometimes the reason ships take a while to get buffed or nerfed is the player base is just doing things that make me question my sanity, as you guys see on stream very often. Amalfi, stock and upgraded HE main battery reload time reduced from 16 to 14. Why is there HE on the Italian cruisers? Just make the SAP reduced. Reduce that to 14.5. But anyway, smokescreen duration increased. That's good. I still wish it got the full Italian cruiser smoke. That might be it. I'm not exactly sure. I don't think so, though. Brindisi got an insane amount of upgrades here. Yeah, so all of these upgrades, including a full kind of rework of her health there. So, yeah, pretty good little buff there. So that is the Brindisi. Nerfs, AL Chapiev. I know this is going to anger a lot of the pay-to-win crowd, because that was honestly one of the most pay-to-win ships besides that, or maybe the Tirpitz, the BA Tirpitz. So main battery reload time increased from 8 to 9.2, which is still... what makes the AL Chappie so strong is just her penetration value. You could pen like every battleship in the game with that HE and just melt. But anyway, Christopher Colombo got neutered, essentially. AP main battery AP shell damage reduced from 11 to 10.25. AP minimum penetration angle reduced from 55 to 50. AP main battery penetration angle reduced from 70 to 65. I think that's like your auto bounce and potential auto bounce there. Upgraded whole health from 83 to 80. And yeah, so this is the allocation of that health. So she got a pretty big nerf. That's going to be substantial. She's still an insanely strong ship. Let's not act like people are going to be like, "Oh my God, you're ruining the game," and especially when a premium ship gets nerfed. And just for the record, there was like a rumor a long time ago that premium ships can't be nerfed, and I don't know who said that, but obviously you're wrong. They just don't like to do it. However, in this case, we all knew from the day of release that this thing, it's just like the Florida. It's like it's taken 2 years to get these nerfs and buffs, and I just don't know why. Same thing with the Z. We knew upon release that the Z was broken, but the Z also got a pretty substantial nerf as well. Main battery reduced, or increased. Main battery reload time increased, which is, reduced, I guess. 3.9 to 4.1 seconds. Torpedo reload time increased. Detectability range from 6.9 to 7.1. Detectability range by air. Detectability range. Sonar range reduced from 5.9 to 5.7, which is probably what it should have been. But if that's the case, let's go ahead and reduce the Lucian sonar range as well. What is Lucian, 5.6? Or is it 5.4? Regardless, the Lucian was pretty strong there as well. And then the Duncan repair party cooldown time increased from 80 to 120. Restored HP reduced from 2 to 1 point. I guess maybe she was a strong ship because 5 people play her. And of course, here are the commanders. But I am exhausted kind of from this week and these allergies, so I'm going to just leave that as it is. Not too many opinions. They're sprinkled throughout the video, but let me know what you guys think of this. I love you guys. I will see you tonight, maybe, probably, maybe not. Football starts tonight, and we got another draft, so appreciate those for joining tonight's fantasy football draft. That was a lot of fun. But love you guys. I'm out. Peace.